Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Offices Adda 24/7. My name is Niharika Walia Bhatnagar, and I am with you with the era of JIB exam. Acha, today I'll be talking about the what to expect regarding the exam structure. Right. So in terms of the JIB examination, recently there had been changes. The changes were related to the new addition in the Module D, which included the area of income tax, GST, along with the costing area. So they introduced this part, but what else changed in terms of this examination? That is what we're going to talk today. So let's quickly move on and talk about that. Okay, if I talk about the entire scenario now, the exam pattern earlier was of 120 questions. It normally goes up to that till now as well. The questions would consist of 1 marker, 2 marker, as well as 0.5 marker. In the examination, you get a good amount of case studies as well. So that is, there are case studies where you will be having a 2 marker question. There would be single questions which are just one liners or something. That would be a 0.5 question, and the last one would be a 1 marker question. Now the point is, what is expected there. As per the examination pattern, they stated that the examination would be of 100 marks, number 1. Now, this you will also have, it would be of 100 marks, number 2. The number of questions, they initially said it was 100 questions, but the point is, this is not a hard and fast rule. Why? Because in the examination, whenever they have a case study, they would add at least 3 to 4 or 5 questions into it, right? So if 2 marker questions are there, then they will have to increase the 1 marker and 0.5 marker more, right, to balance it out in terms of 100 marks. So to manage all that part accordingly, normally there is no hard and fast rule that the question will have 100 questions only. It can have more than that even, right? So the first point is, what comes in the 0.5 markers. Normally these are one liner or conceptual questions, right? These are easy questions normally. In terms of 1 marker, they would put simple numericals as well. In terms of conceptual questions, the questions which can have reasoning assertion, it can have among the following which one is wrong, among the following which particular concept relates to it, odd one out, to the basic questions related to the area of MCQs even. So they are talking about the numerical portions which are not very big, small numericals can also be added in this. In the last examination, they added less of numericals, but I think there we can give them a benefit of doubt, as the previous examination was the first time when they conducted the new pattern examination. So that's why I think there we can give them a benefit of doubt, and maybe by this examination they will come back to their portion where they add both numerical as well as conceptual questions. Right, now comes the area of 2 markers. What does it come in this area? It can include a specific long numerical where it will have 1, 2, 3, 4 or maybe 5 questions, which would be a 2 marker question, or in this case they'll be covering the huge question in the form of small portions. You know? So that's the entire exam structure for you. Acha, now when we talk about the exam structure, first of all we have to look forward to whether what is it going to happen, what number of questions I'm thinking to look forward to. Then I have to make sure that I'm looking forward towards the 2 markers, while maximum number can be scored from this 0.5. I desire that I want to fulfill these 1 markers. Feasible, if the 2 markers are feasible, that means if I'm able to do it, it's a win-win situation because I can score more. And along with this, if I look at the 0.5 marker, the 0.5 marker can be really helpful, as the 0.5 markers are the simpler questions which can be way more to scoring for you. Hai na? So that's the exam structure overall. Now let's look forward towards the next part as well. The next point says, in the examination, is the negative marking still there? The point is, currently the negative marking was earlier introduced and then it was taken back. In the notification itself, they didn't state that up to what attempt they are deferring the area of the negative marking. So currently we would assume, since nothing is specified, the negative marking isn't there. That means if you are preparing for this examination, you can go for maximum number of questions. You don't really have to worry about choosing the questions wisely because there is no negative marking. right? So that's the next point. Next is there is no negative marking yet. It is not introduced yet, but yes, it can be introduced later on at any point of time. IIBF had taken this particular notification before the JIB examination itself, that they are withdrawing with the negative marking. Okay? Here comes the next question. Numerical questions. Acha, I have seen so many people asking that, ma'am, in the previous examination there were no numerical questions. So can we skip the numerical part altogether? The point is there are certain things in accounting and financial management, specifically RPWM. There are so many things in the examination, I would say, where you have numerical questions. Do you really think it's feasible that you should be scared about numericals? And just because you are scared of numericals, you will also lose out marks on the portion of numericals and also the conceptual part. See, if I know and understand something based upon a practical or a numerical question, I would say, now this is the entire numerical. From this numerical, some conceptual areas are also born now. The conceptual areas would include the details of all those areas. So we have to give them all the pointers there. So numerical questions should not be skipped altogether, because if you are skipping it, you are not only losing marks in terms of case studies, one marker questions. Along with that, you are also affecting your conceptual questions as well. So this is not a good choice to look forward to, that let's do the theory part only and leave the numerical part. Now the next point is you should really look forward towards the numerical questions. There are numerical questions in the examinations, and both conceptual and practical questions are asked in the examination. So how can I say that shall I leave numerical portion, right? So that's the point, that when you're preparing for this examination, keep your eyes and ears open, because ultimately every kind of question is exam oriented. Now, the next point. Now, one of the questions that, can I skip some units? I've seen many bankers saying that we do not belong to the commerce department, so there are things about the financial area or economics area which is challenging for us. So, is it possible that we leave a few chapters? You just let us know that which chapters are extremely important. Now, if I talk about this part, it's agreed that when we talk about the exam structure, there are certain chapters which would be more important and the other ones which would be less important. But with all these scenarios coming up now, you cannot skip even a single question. You cannot skip any specific unit, because the entire syllabus covers it. In the entire syllabus, you have so many chapters there where they are covering the questions varying from 1 question to 4 question to 2 question, depending upon the case study as well as the other areas. So if you skip any certain unit now, the chances are high that you will have to score, you will be ending up with score which is less. See, the point is, if you target 100 marks now, then you make up to 60 or 70. This is very normal. Okay? If you are targeting only 60 and 70, you will end up getting 40 to 50. What's the fun if you are praying to God that one day, at least I hope 45 comes in this examination, I'll try to cover up in the next examination. That kind of uncertainty is definitely, I would say, that is more alarming in terms of the preparation. So one thing is for sure, that do not think about skipping any specific unit. Okay? There's nothing like you should not skip any specific unit or a chapter, because now they are covering the entire syllabus overall. So it's way better that you focus upon it in a better way, right? Talked about this. Have you looked forward towards Adda 24/7 Sunkel Patch? The Sunkel Patch is basically the October 2023 patch that we have come up. In this area, we'll be covering up all the subjects of the JIB October 2023 attempt. What are we going to discuss? Let's look forward to that as well. Okay, so I'm going to the area of our website, that is www.adda247.com. You have to go on to www.adda247.com. There you will find the JIB and CIB. In the area of JIB and CIB, you will find both the Mahapacks there, right? So these are the Mahapacks which are currently available. You can take up JIB and CIB. And if you look forward to this particular pack, JIB, CIB Ka Mahapack, you just have to click on buy now. You can use the code July 77 as stated in this particular PPT itself. It was stated there, right? You can use the code July 77 and you can get 77% discount. And do you know, if you are using the app, then you will get up to 1% more discount. So it's way better that you look forward to it that way. The validity for JIB and CIB Kamaha pack is for 12 months. In this, you will not only get JIB but also the CIB area. The revision batches, marathons, everything else is coming. So I think if I talk about that part, our Mahapack is becoming bigger and better. How are we covering it up? In the Mahapacks, you will not only get the latest batches, then the bilingual batches, everything would be given. Right? So what is it that we are covering in this area? Number one, the Maha marathons would be bigger, and then in terms of that, mini marathons would also be continued. Along with that, practice papers would be available to you, and even the doubt classes are there in terms of the Maha pack. So yes, the Maha pack is not only about revision classes, normal classes, the batches that are going on, English medium plus bilingual, both opened up for you, test series, everything, but more to it has been added. So if you're looking forward to it, then kindly go ahead and check it out on our website or in our app for further details. Acha, along with this, there's one more thing. If you're looking forward only towards the JIB area, what you can do is, other than these Mahapacks, JIB Ka Mahapack is also available, and even the JIB October 2023 batches are also there. What you can do is, this is our Sunkel Patch. What you need to do is click on the area of buy now. Use the code July 77 and you will get 78% discount, and it will cost you 4599.77. A good situation to look forward to, as this is a suitable amount. If you're preparing for it, then this is for 6 months time period. Then you can look forward to it, purchase it as early as possible, because this is a good situation, less than 1000 per month, and you will be getting it at a good amount now. So let's look forward to it. If you're preparing for the JIB Sunkel Patch, I'm also currently going on with our demo classes as well. You can join our demo classes. You can be there in the class at 8:30 p.m. The demo classes are going on the YouTube as well. So the first 5 classes would be visible to you. If you're looking forward to it, then kindly join the class at 8:30 p.m. today. So I'll be meeting